I'm using the front camera today, which is different. I usually use the back camera, but today I'm feeling a little bit bold and I'm hoping this looks normal. I love the lighting here. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to talk to you today, but like I was like driving and I was like, wow, there's like a lot of things I want to talk to them about. By the way, you're gonna hear sirens like probably throughout the whole video because Californians can't drive. Speaking of, we'll get into that, but I don't know, like I feel like today has been very emotional, but like in kind of a good way, you know? Like I feel like it's been kind of confusing because I don't feel like I feel like I've been detaching from my emotions and I've been kind of losing like my emotionality, but not like in a bad way as in like I'm like bottling things up or something, but more so in a way that like I feel like I'm learning to be a little bit more detached and more indifferent with my perspective, because I just feel like when I'm like too emotional, I just like, I just cry over everything and makes everything harder. But yeah. I have Starbucks. I got a frap. It's like 6 p.m. so I was like, I can't get coffee. I think this does have caffeine in it, but not nearly. It's just like a placebo thing for me, I don't know. But yeah. Um you guys really liked the last video and I'm really happy because I love talking to you guys. I love rambling. I love just like sitting here. But yeah, I'm just like I've been feeling kind of weird because I feel like I just feel very trapped, or I feel like it's just like this huge waiting period. I just filmed a little bit of tarot content today. I'm assuming the majority of you guys are coming from that channel, but there could be people here that don't freaking know, but I have a tarot channel. And I was just like, sometimes I feel very like trapped in time because I feel like I have to watch things pan out, or I have to, like be patient about things. And it's very frustrating because I'm not a patient person, I feel. And I don't like waiting for things because sometimes sometimes it feels almost invalidating or kind of like not as satisfying waiting for something as opposed to like putting in the work to expedite the process, if you know what I mean. But I feel like it's situational, but just like right now, like with my YouTube channel, like I'm really passionate about it. I keep telling my friends, like, this is what I want to do for work. This is what I want to do for money. This is what like I feel like a calling towards it. And I feel like, oh, that messed up my hair. But I just feel this immense love and appreciation for doing YouTube because I've dreamed about it for so long. Like even when I was like a little kid, like I just like love the idea of doing like even like ASMR videos and stuff like that. Although I do feel like ASMR is like harder to like do just because I feel like I've tried doing ASMR and trying to get a quiet place in California is impossible. It's like, did you just hear that? Like, can you imagine? And it goes throughout the whole day. Anyways, that's more of a ramble thing. What I wanted to talk to you about was I was driving, and this is so like random, but I make mistakes while I'm driving. Not very often, but when I do, it's pretty crazy. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because like I feel this sense of like shame when I'm like make mistakes when I'm driving, because sometimes I feel like if people see my face, I feel like, oh, it's because he's Asian, And I hate stereotypes. I hate stereotypes so much. And I hate how I feel like my whole life they've been imposed upon me, or as if like they're the reason for anything about me. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just like, if I'm a horrible driver, I want it to be because I'm a horrible driver, not because I'm Asian. If I'm really good at math, I want it to be because I'm good at math and I can do math really well. Side note, I can't. And not because I'm Asian. And I feel like my whole life it's just like been this running thing, and I didn't realize how much this bothered me until like literally today, and that's why I was like, oh, I want to talk to them about this. But you know, I remember I was talking to this guy once, and I play Overwatch, and for those of you that don't know, there's so many stereotypes in that game, oh, at least in my eyes. But I told him, I was like, I play Mercy and, you know, Symmetra and stuff like that, and he was like, oh, it's because you're gay. And, you know, I know it's like a joke sometimes, and I understand the satire behind it, but sometimes it's just like, it's just so uncalled for, you know, and I feel like it's not something that other people should point out to me. I feel like it's something I should poke fun at myself, you know. I just feel like there's never an appropriate timing for other people to make that joke unless I directly solicit them to make a joke like that, you know. I don't know. And that's something that's been bothering me, you know, and something that I feel like a lot of other people deal with, but don't really realize that it's just very like dehumanizing, because sometimes like, excuse me, I feel like I like lose perception of myself because it feels like people are explaining me through stereotypes and how like through prejudice and through things like that, you know, like I just, and it makes me very upset because like I do want to be unique. I do want to feel special. I do want to feel like I'm not like everybody else. Yeah, there's people that are going to be like me, but I don't want it to be because we were categorized together by a stereotype, you know? And that's just like, it's really frustrating and it's really annoying. It's not a vibe. But, and same thing in the gay community. Honestly, like the gay community is a whole other topic. I know I don't really talk about some of this stuff on my tarot channel, but like I figured now that I have more time, I ramble about everything. But I hate how in the gay community there's still like a lack of inclusivity and like, you know what I mean? Because when I'm on like Instagram and stuff like that and social media, you never see people that look like me depicted in gay relationships, or honestly relationships in general, without being blatantly fetishized. And it's very annoying because it makes me feel like I'm not capable of being loved, or I'm not capable of being lovey-dovey or a hopeless romantic. And you know, it's very annoying because like I am into those things, you know. I love romance, I love beauty, I love pretty things like that. And I hate how like there's not enough representation for us. And when people, I remember there was this one comment, because if you read romance novels as avidly as I do, you would know that like I just feel like there's a lack of inclusivity or representation when it comes to romance content, at least in my experience. Because when I read romance novels and stuff like that, there's always like, it's very white and it's very heterosexual, and even like the gay ones are a little bit heteronormative, you feel. And I feel like me saying that as like a gay man is still like, I'm still like I still have like the long end of the stick, because I feel like it's even worse for like other people of like different orientations and identities. And it's very frustrating because I don't know, I feel like unless you're someone like me, or unless you're like, you know, like a person that is like a from a different background, like you simply wouldn't get it, you know, because it's not something that you notice, it's something that you feel. And I remember there was this comment, I commented something about this on a video once, and this guy was just arguing with me about it, and he was like, basically what I read was, if there's more representation for other people, then there won't be enough representation for like, you know, like white people and stuff like that. And I don't know, that was just like the wrong take, and he took my message so incorrectly, you know. And I don't know, like it's just very frustrating, and I hate the lack of representation I feel for myself. And you know, like I don't really talk about it that often, but like I just figured I'd tell you guys, because I feel like the cat's gonna come out back one day. Maze will be open about it. And you know, it's just something that I'm always dealing with, and it's something that I kind of haunts me, because it's something that I have to take into consideration when I'm putting myself out there, you know. And I don't know, I feel, especially growing up the way I have, I don't know, that's like off tangent. But speaking of like hopeless romantic, that's another thing. can people stop asking other people for their Twitter or if they have Twitter? Oh my God, that is the most annoying thing in the world. I hate how anytime there's like a mildly beautiful person on any social media platform, especially TikTok, people will be like, Twitter? Girl, no, you need to go do something else. And I'm like nice about it. But like deep down, it's very angry. It's very annoying because like, I don't know, like stop putting so much value into being conventionally attractive. It very capitalistic. It's very not the vibe. I don't know. And you may disagree with me, but like personally, it's just like all these people, like I hate how like people get like, you know, like plastic surgery and stuff like that, and you do your body. That's not the point. The point is that like people are getting it simply because of the value we put in it. You know what I mean? And is that not capitalistic? I don't know. But yeah. And the reason that kind of irritates me is because like for me personally, like as I get to know someone, they become more attractive to me. You know, like as I get to know somebody, as I get to talk to them, they become attractive to me, you know? And this applies through like all the senses, you know, like it's just like it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter like what my intentions are with them. Like it could be romantic, it could be platonic. I just think that if you have personality and you're saturated in that sense, like you are an attractive person and you are authentic. And I just feel like living within your truest self is the most attractive thing an individual could do, you know? This makes my teeth like really yellow. Like this lighting. I don't know. Why am I doing that? Um, I feel like these rambles are very like I feel like what I've been saying is like very deep and kind of debatable depending on which perspective you want to look at it. But like throughout the whole thing and what I'm trying to convey above all else is that I just want everyone to feel lovable as they are because I know what it feels like to not be loved. And I feel like that's something that I've been thinking about lately, you know, is like, am I lovable or am I worthy of love? Am I lovable for what I am, not what I could be or what I am made out to be, you know? And it's just, it makes the self love journey very difficult. It makes it really painful, especially after like getting out of a relationship of someone that is very narcissistic. But I was rambling about this one day to my friends, and it was very liberating because I feel like this whole era of my life, at least like the past few days slash weeks, I have like a raging headache right now. What is happening to me? I'm like in the twilight zone. I just, I forgot what I had said. I feel like I'm losing myself. I feel like I'm coming out of something. I feel like I'm losing sense of myself in reality. But I thought about it some more because I was like, why do I feel like this? Why does it feel so good to lose myself? Why am I finding so much solace in losing myself, you know? And it hit me. I realized that because myself that I'm losing is a version of myself that I fabricated to survive amidst the treacherous conditions that I was subjected to the past few years. I realize who I'm losing is essentially a part of myself that I created to survive. There's no need to survive anymore. You know, there's no need to weather the conditions anymore because I'm safer now. You know, I'm out of a toxic relationship. I'm out of a toxic living situation. I'm on better terms with people in my life. I've gotten rid of people and I'm working, at least like I'm slowly trying to build a YouTube career, something that I'm passionate about, something that makes me happy. And sure, like right now, like it doesn't seem like it's that much, but to me, it's more than I could have ever dreamed of because I never knew I would do anything like it, you know? And I realized that I've officially found solace and shelter, and I'm in like the eye of the hurricane, if you will, because I realized that I find so much comfort in losing myself because who I'm losing is something or somebody that I no longer resonate with, because there's no need to survive anymore. And that I feel comfortable knowing that what is leaving my life and what is naturally slipping out of my fingers with or without my consent is something that doesn't need to be a part of me anymore, you know? And it feels very liberating. It feels freeing. It feels validating to know that things aren't always going to be the way that they have been, because I officially don't feel the need to cling on to this version of myself, you know, and I feel safer being more authentic and being more open. But I've been going over to a friend's house. When I say a friend, I mean like she's literally my best friend in the whole world. Like, we've known each other since childhood. We were literally born in the same hospital. If you're watching this, like, girl, I love you. You're my world, and I swear, like, I don't know what I would do without you. Same with all of you, honestly. Like, all of you guys make me so happy. But, you know, what I'm trying to say here is, like, I've been going over to her house, and I realized that I was finding myself to feel like my presence alone wasn't enough. I felt like I had to constantly offer something to her or the people that live with her, because I felt like otherwise I would not be wanted there. I felt like the reason I was wanted there was because I offered something, because I brought something that wasn't myself, you know? And last night I realized that. I realized that because I got home and I was like, my motto as of late has been, unless it is a problem, unless it is something that is directly brought up to me, it is not my problem. Because I feel like all too often I feel burdened by other people's vibes and other people's like feelings, and I try to read into them and I try to, you know, cater to them without them saying a word. And I realize how unhealthy that is and how like unfair that is to me to constantly stress over other people's needs and feelings when they aren't even brought up to me, you know? And so with that being said, I'm not imposing that upon her. I'm not saying like, oh, they have a problem and I'm not, like, you know, but more so in a way that I realized that I don't have to be so afraid, and that people who truly care about me will communicate to me and tell me no or set boundaries with me whenever necessary, you know? And realizing that was the most liberating thing in the world, because for once in a very long time, I felt like just me being here was good enough. Just me being around someone was good enough to them. And that may sound crazy for some of you, but for me, like, I truly felt like for the longest time after the relationships that I've been put through, that I had to sit there and constantly be offering something, constantly be doing something for people, you know? And I don't like when people say like people pleasing is bad or like something like that. It genuinely brings me joy to make others happy. It genuinely makes me happy to be there for others and to help them and to help them find solace and bring them the beauty and bring them the happiness that they bring me simply for being them, you know? And, you know, when people tell me like that's manipulative, that's crazy, it's just like I do know that people pleasing is manipulative to a degree, but there's also a certain point where it's just something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that makes me happy, and it makes me feel good being there for people in the ways that they've been there for me, you know? And I always want everyone to feel loved, you know? Like I love being loved. I love loving. I love love. And I hate when people make it anything but that, you know? I hate when people try to like make it something else, or like when people try to like monetize love, you know? The sun's coming out again. It was like hiding behind a cloud. But you know, I've been watching the sunset, and I was talking about this in one of the piles today. Honestly, if you guys do watch my tarot channel, I'm kind of excited because if you choose the pile, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But I feel like I've been romanticizing my life more. And I know it's kind of cliche, because I truly feel like if you're a hopeless romantic, you know that buying yourself flowers and all that stuff is never the same as somebody else doing for you. I don't care, like, I can buy myself a whole garden. I can buy myself literally this whole world. I can do anything for myself. I can take myself on a date. Like, doesn't matter. It will never be the same, because literally, like I said, I can buy myself an entire garden, but let someone pick a dandelion and just hand it to me without even saying anything. Swept off my feet. Like, let's get eloped right now. Right now. But you know, it's just, And I don't mean to put value in it like that, because I know like, oh, like that's not the end all be all, but I'm just saying I feel like those things should be separated. And I feel like people mix like love for other people and like self-love like too much. Like the way we love ourselves is very colorful and it's very different, and it's like something that we have to figure out. But like loving others is something that comes to us very naturally, at least for me, you know. Loving me is, it will never be the same as me loving another person, because me loving me is very intricate and it's very personalized and no one will ever understand it, you know. But the way I love other people is very cheesy. It's very, you know, like cliche. But I feel like lately I've just been in this mood where I've just been stopping to smell the roses, if you know what I mean. Watching sunsets, listening to music, and, you know, going on for a drive, getting Starbucks. I didn't see my Starbucks husband today. There was this girl. She was super pretty and she was like really nice to me. So I was like, it's like, but you know, I don't know, like I feel a lot of solace in knowing that things are getting better. And it's nice because for a really long time I felt like I couldn't find solace, you know, or I felt like there was no solace. There was nothing to cling on to. There was nothing that could take me away from things, you know. I sound crazy, but you know what I'm trying to say is that it was really hard to find traction in my life, and it was really hard to get my feet on steady ground. And I feel like I just now started to walk or like get on steady ground. But you know, like when you like run on a treadmill for a really long time, or you like sit in like a trampoline park for a long time, and then you like get off and it still feels like you're on it, you know. I feel like that's the stage of my life that I'm on right now. I feel like I'm still on that roller coaster of emotions and stuff like that. Sorry. And you know, I'm finding a lot of comfort in knowing that like it's over and that it's getting better. And maybe it doesn't seem like that right away, but I do know that one day I will look at the circumstances and be like, wow, it feels a lot better. I've been going on walks with my bestie that I was just talking about. We have been playing Pokemon, we've been playing Splatoon. Um, I've been replaying Heart Gold, if you guys know which Pokemon that is, if you're into Pokemon. But so far I have a Typhlosion and a Jumpluff, and I'm going to catch a Mr. Viz tonight and get a Miss Magius, because I'm about to teach a Confuse Ray. Don't even start with me. Yeah. I also went to the grocery store just now. I got steak, I got Spam, and I also got grapes. You guys, I have like the worst sweet tooth in the world. I didn't realize it was this, but I have a Taurus in the 6th house. I love sweets, you guys. I love candy. I love candy. I love anything sweet. I have the worst sweet tooth in the world. Ask everyone that I know. But I was in the store eyeing up all these candies, eyeing up all these sweets and baked goods. What is this? You know, like, I love sweets. It's like moth to a flame, girl. But I instead got grapes because I need to cut back on sugar, especially because I drink so much Starbucks, and this is like what, like literally just sugar in a cup. And you know, my skin will break out, like you can kind of see the remnants. This is from because I drank a whole carton of almond milk in 2 days. That was a very good idea. But you know, like I just try to cut back on sweets because my skin can handle when I eat a lot of sugar, because I have a sweet tooth. So my body's like, oh, you doing it again, girl. But you know, I'm just trying to keep it just to this. You know, I was literally in the store like, girl, you literally got Starbucks and here you are trying to get even more sweets. Are you trying to die? But yeah, I also got steak. I've been eating so much steak lately because it reminds me of my dad. When I was little, he used to, both my parents are like so guilty for this, but they definitely comforted me a lot through food and through like material goods, Taurus moon. And you know, like they really took care of me through that way. You know, they'd apologize through food, they'd say I love you through food, anything through food. Like a lot of their love was expressed through like material things. And so like now, like every time I eat specific foods, I find so much comfort in it. Like there's this one, I'm sure you guys know by now, but it's called kimchi jjigae or like pudetjjigae. And it's like, you know, just kimchi soup. and it's so good. It's like my comfort food. It's like, it literally is I love you in a bowl to me, okay? But when I was little, my dad would always cook me steak. He'd also always give me Taco Bell when I was like really upset. I feel like he would know when I was upset too. Now, like every time I get Taco Bell, like I'm just like, this is self-care. But my dad, he would always cook me steak. And I remember my brothers would always like comment on me because I like my steak like medium rare. Like it needs to be like bleeding. It needs to be like raw. And they'd always be like, you're crazy. Like you're gonna like die or something because they like their steak well done. It's like, girl, like you're still chewing. Please don't stop. Please don't talk to me. But, you know, I just love my steak pink. And so every time I eat steak, it makes me think of my dad, especially when I use A1 sauce or like steak sauce because he'd always use sauce, but I never did. So now when I use it, it just reminds me of him. And that's another thing. I feel a sense of crazy attachment to my parents. I'm so attached to my family. And the more I think about it, the more I try to deny it, but like it's true. I love my family. I love them to death. And like being who I am, sorry. Being who I am, I feel like I've dealt with a lot of denial from them or a lot of them not willing to accept me. So it really hurts me. But like once again, like I feel like my self-love is once again just proving to myself that I'm allowed to be whoever I want to be and I don't have to conform to anybody else's standards. And except my own, of course. But, you know, I love my mom and dad so much. Like I'm so attached to them and they've honestly given me, I'm so privileged to have them. I will be the first to say I'm so privileged to have my parents. The fact that they still talk to me, the fact that they're so like slowly but surely opening up to me, and I love them a lot and they make me really happy. And sometimes I just feel so guilty with the way that like our relationships are, not because of anything like bad, but I just feel like I just hate how like there's like a language barrier between us. There's so many barriers. Like they're so much older compared to like my other parents' friends, and it's like if you have older parents too, like you understand what I'm talking about. But it really hurts me and it makes me sad that like I won't be able to spend as much time with my parents as other people have. I live across the country from them. I live in California, but they're in Kentucky. And it makes me really sad because I really miss them. But I don't know, that's why I feel like I'm very attached to YouTube as well, because I love seeing people on a regular basis. I love talking to everyone, even if I don't respond. Like it makes me really emotional. It makes me really happy that people like me, that people feel like I'm like a safe space, so that people, like just like I get the weirdest compliments sometimes. People will be like, I love your voice, or like I love your hands. And I'm like, I hope that I know what you mean, but sometimes I feel like it can come off wrong. And like even with that being said, it's just like I love being appreciated. I really do love attention. I'm crazy. But it makes me happy that people love me because I love them, and I feel like tarot is just like something that's made me really happy because it's a hobby, and I love collecting decks. I'm a material girl, and I love just reading the comments. I love talking to people and getting to know them. Like when I see people that I have seen since like day one of starting my channel, it makes me really emotional. And not to like get cliche about it, but like it's true. Like I love you guys and I love talking to people. I love expressing myself. And I was really happy when people started telling me that they love my rambles, because I love rambling and I love expressing myself. I love venting. I love getting my feelings out because a lot of the time in real life, I feel like I don't have a space to ramble. I don't have a space for my feelings, It feels like it's always about other people. And I don't mind that, I can handle my own feelings. I can handle keeping things to myself and bottling things up because, I have ways of venting. I try my best. But there are times where I just want to sit down and be heard, And I feel like this has provided me that. But, I don't know. Not to get all emotional, but like, it's all in light heart, At the end of the day, like life is really not that deep. it's fun. I'm happy to live the life that I am living right now. It's getting better, I can see. But yeah. Also, like, I didn't show you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like this huge oversized like flannel kind of vibe, and I'm wearing like this chain, and then like these earrings. These are like the earrings I first got when I like first got my ears pierced, but like it's like this flannel's huge, you know, like it's like huge. I don't know, but I love it. My beard kind of grew out today. You can't really notice on camera, but when my beard comes out a little bit, I dress masculine, just because I feel like that's the vibe. I don't know. That's another thing. I just like I've been really obsessed with myself in the sense that I'm like, wow, you guys, like I'm really me, you know. I feel really special. I feel like unique. I don't know. I just feel lighter. I feel thankful today. I feel good. And I feel like that comes off as very casual. It comes off like, oh, I'm just feeling good, you know, but like genuinely months ago, like literally like 2 months ago, every single day I was waking up bawling my eyes out. Like it was horrible. Like I'd wake up, the first thing I do is cry and then do my skincare routine. I don't know which agenda that was, but it was not the agenda that I liked. Yeah. The sun's setting. I'm probably gonna go outside and look at it. Probably listen to some music. But yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you stuck around for the whole video. And if you did, I'm like obsessed with you. I don't know, like yeah. The first video got received really well, so thank you so much for that. I figured there was a bunch of people that would appreciate it, but like still it like surprised me to see it like actually happen, you know? But yeah. I'm probably gonna show you guys my Pokemon game in the next video, so like tell me if you guys are interested. I don't know. I never know what to show you guys. I never know what to talk to you guys about. Like I just like ramble. Like I just start getting my feelings and I'm like, oh, just say it. Yeah. Okay, this is like taking too long. Like let me just like cut it off now, but like bye.